start. Okay,
How's
cool.
everyone? How are you sitting in it?
So what? What's going on?
How are you all?
Oh, well, howdy, howdy. And we're live on YouTube as well. And I think everybody's like seeing me from the back. I'm looking at the camera. So let me just adjust a couple of things. Darren's not going to be with us tonight because he's entertaining company out front. Um, Usually Morgan, who's you see him playing games with us on the videos and stuff like that. He usually comes over on Sundays, but he had to come over and visit us tonight. So I ducked in here so I can do our service, and then I think they're doing dailies on the Gundam game right now or something. So yeah.
Tell him I said my legislature bless him and keep him healthy.
Say again.
I said tell him that I wish the legislature keep him healthy and blessed.
Okay, I will pass that on.
Same
Yeah.
goes to you.
And we've got our other folks tuning in. Okay, Pet Snake Raph passed away sometime today when I was at work. Oh, okay, absolutely. Sorry to hear that you lost a pet. We'll definitely pray for them. Raph, that's kind of a cute name for a snake too. So,
May I watch it conduct him into the afterlife?
yes, Maywaji can convey Raph to the afterlife. So, yeah. So, the we're doing a parrot subdude tonight, which usually at one point, when the emergence of Sirius actually coincided properly with the new year, then you would have had both events going on at the same time. But because our new year is on the 18th, and the star Sirius would be visible, at dawn in Egypt, not here in the U.S., but in Egypt itself, and everybody that's in Egypt's time zone, um, that would be this weekend, around the 25th of July. So we're observing the emergence of Sapdut, and because the goddess Isis is associated with Sapdut, that's why she's on our altar tonight, and it's a full moon as well. So we have Jehudi over to one side, and Osiris. Osiris is associated with the constellation Orion. And actually, if you happen to be up really late at night, or for those of us, those of you that are tuning in from Europe, if you were theoretically to stay up, late at night until almost dawn, you'd be able to just see part of the constellation Orion, and that's associated with Osiris. So that's there's a stellar connection with this particular festival. So yeah. Currently in isolation at the moment due to my son's nursery's tested positive for COVID. We're out of isolation next week on Tuesday. We will keep you in our prayers, and we understand. And if any of you are familiar with fan fiction, and you know what the term Mary Sue is, well, excuse me, my father remarried, and the lady he married is named Mary Sue. And so ever since that happened, I've just gotten a kick out of that. I think it's hilarious. But Mary Sue tested positive for COVID last week.
Oh, no.
Now, thankfully, she's a nurse, and apparently she had been vaccinated, so she didn't get bad sick, and so nobody else has gotten bad sick. But it just goes to show that the vaccines are important, but still we have to take things seriously, because there's still stuff going around, and until we can finally beat it, it's just going to be a thing, huh?
I pray that we can finally beat it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And again, we're not gonna get to pour cold water on Darren this time, but we'll get him next time. So let's go ahead and get ourselves in the right frame of mind.
I think I might get ready to fully join it too.
With the sound of the bottle, let's get ourselves you know, framed up for ritual. Okay.
I'm not sure that.
Okay. These cool waters are upon my hands, and they purify me, as Tefnut purifies me. Hail unto you, Anuchuru. I come unto you without falsehood and without evil. My purity is upon my hands, my purity is within my heart, and I have cast out all evil that pertains to me. I am pure, I am pure, I am pure, I am pure. So it's not quite as exciting when we can't have dinner flicking water. Like I said, we'll get him next time. Okay. Come in peace, bright eye of Horus. Come in peace. Receive the light. The eye of Horus shines like Ra in the twin horizons, and evil hides in fear of it. Receive the light. The eye of Horus destroys the enemies of Ra in all of their abodes till none remain. Receive the light. The eye of Horus comes to the four corners of the world, to everyone who is tuning in, near and far. And we are all purified with it. Receive the light. You arise in the Aketis Kepri, O Ra, spreading your light upon the earth. You set in peace in the mountains of Manu as a tomb, bringing your light to Duat. Shine upon us as you do in heaven and Duat. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who came from Nun at the first time, for such is your uniqueness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Sia at your right side, for such is your great wisdom. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who placed Hu at your left side, for such are the words you commanded. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, whose Hika goes before you, for such is your ability. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, who rules with Ma'at upon your brow, for such is your righteousness. Hail and praise unto you, O Ra, and hail and praise unto you, O Aset, who appears as subdued in the night sky, Oser, who appears as the constellation we call Orion, and to you, Jehuti, who waxes full with the moon. O you lords of love and lords of life, grant us life, well-being, and health. May our eyes perceive your goodness, and our hearts receive your wisdom. May you shine upon us as you traverse the sky, that we may bring to you Ma'at and cast out his Fet. And may you guard us from the evil one through the dark hours of the night, your protection being before us, and your strength being within us. Okay. And don't tell me I got everything here except the water. No way. Hang on just a second. Well, you know what? Hold on. I've got water. I have water right here. So this is what we will use. Take these. Usually I keep a bottle of water, so they get bottled water, but I've got to replace that one. So in the meantime, take these. Your cool waters, which are the inundation, that they may cool your hearts. I mean, that should do. These waters are the eye of Horus. that your hearts may be refreshed. Milk, milk, may you taste it in your shrine. May your hearts be refreshed with it. We bring you this milk from the great flood, O Yunechiru, that you may be purified with it. We give you incense. We give you incense great purity. Its fragrance is the eye of Horus. It comes to you, it cleanses you, it adorns you, it takes its place upon your hands. This incense is the eye of Horus, and its fragrance comes to you.
I'll be right back.
Take this, your bread on which gods live. This bread is the eye of Horus, O Yunechiru. Lift it to your faces and be at peace with it. The gardens prosper and Hapi rejoices, overflowing with his meal. We fill the eye of Horus for you with wine, O Ra, O Yunechiru. Drink and be pure. The doors of heaven and the doors of earth are open for you with libations within this house. May your faces be refreshed with these libations, your wine and your water. Okay. Oh. And as we like to say, if I can just get that to close, come on. But wait, there's myrrh. Pure, pure is Ra Horaketi within his house. Pure, pure is Aset within her house. Oser can come into you within his house. Jehuti within his house. Pure are the cause of all of these gods, with this good myrrh that is given. Jehuti proclaims it. It is written in his house of sacred words. Hapi gives in abundance, thousands of offerings, all things good and pure. For Ra Haraketi, for Aset, for Oser, for Jehuti, in every place that their immortal cause dwell. Come to your body, O Ra Haraketi. Come to your body, O Aset. Come to your body, Oser. Come to your body, Jehuti. Come to your bodies, O Yunechiru. Come to your invocation. Come unto us, your servants, who are mindful of your feasts and your offerings. Bring your power, your hika, your honor, and your ba to these your offerings, and partake of them. Come, O people, raise these offerings before the faces of these gods. Lift the offerings before Ra, before Aset, before Oser, before Jehuti. All life comes from them. All health comes from them. All stability comes from them. All good fortune comes from them, as it has since the first time. Ora Haraketi and your son, the Oser Nisu Nebkepurura, your foes retreat from you. Horus turns himself to his eye. Turn yourselves to these, your offerings, and partake and receive them from our hands, and partake of them.
Sorry for running a little late.
Hmm.
Sorry for running a little late to get ready. Remember that we're doing something.
Don't worry about it. Listen, I think, I realize that ritual purity is it's good, but the remember the most important purity is in your mind and your heart. Physical purity. Or remember, we live in a much cleaner world than our spiritual ancestors did. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's more important that you get in the right frame of mind. You know.
I know.
So
I just want to be comfortable during the ceremony, so
yeah.
I don't.
Okay,
You know,
but
that's why I'm kind of big on it because it helps me stay comfortable.
yeah, well, we're gonna remember our ancestors and our blessed dead, which includes our friend's pet snake Wrath. So we'll light this candle. Well, come on. There we go. It's the Eye of Horus, that it may light their way into the fields of peace. And we bring them these cool waters from the table of Osiris, that their hearts may be refreshed. And we'll light some incense as well. And of course, another big feast in honor of the dead will be the Wagi feast. That'll be in early August. So in a couple of weeks we'll be observing that. But that's when we say we have special water offerings and things like that you do for the Wagi feast. And something that I think is common to various Kemetic traditions is having a picnic or a feast, a meal with the blessed dead. So that's what we'll be doing in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So there we go. Alrighty. Yes, you'll occasionally see a leopard printed blur as I walk in front of the camera. Orekaru tahenket kakao apdu senachurmahat kutnibet nafre wabet anket nacharim and cow and akupunibu mahirunibu hirunachara. A voice offering of bread and beer, 1,000 of beef and fowl, incense, oils, all good and pure things on which a god lives, for the cause of all of these Aku, all of these blessed dead, all true of voice before the great God.
I did also want us to do a prayer of thanks to the Nechuru.
Okay.
Necklace.
Yeah, I'm glad you were able to find your necklace. Yeah, so.
It was literally on my altar. I just turned it around the way that the colorful side wasn't up.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, we come unto you, O Ra, as Jehuti comes, our hands joined under Ma'at. Ma'at has come to be with you in every place where you are. An offering of Ma'at is made unto you, that your heart may be pleased and your Ka shall live. Truly, your need has Ma'at, for they know you live in her. The need says unto you, your word is law eternally. Isfet is cast out by your word. Rejoicing is yours every day. Ma'at has taken her place in your shrine. And may we act with gentility and compassion for such as the first Ma'at. May we always offer charity and hospitality for such as the second Ma'at. May we always honor consent and fidelity for such as the third Ma'at. May we always avoid violence and promote wellness for such as the fourth Ma'at. May we always speak words of truth for such as the fifth Ma'at. May we always promote the public good for such as the sixth Ma'at. May we always act humbly and with temperance for such as the seventh Ma'at. May we always honor our gods and respect others, such as the eighth Ma'at. May we uphold Ma'at like Jehuti, that we may witness Ra's perfection every day. And now we will offer our prayers, hymns, and thanks and requests to the Nacharu. And I'll start off with something for Jehuti, something for Aset, and we'll go from there as requested.
A moon would be nice too.
Yeah.
Try it.
Okay. Well, let's start off since the full moon is probably rising right now. So ah, so address to Jehuti in the full moon. Hail, Jehuti, true scribe of the Ennead, who reckons the months, the days, the hours, who restores the sound eye to fullness. You return the eye of Ra to her place on the brow of her father, and the Ennead of the gods rejoices. And we'll say our longer hymn, and certainly because there are people that are getting ready to go back to school, and there's of course all the concerns that come with that, and we look to Jehudi for guidance on that. And I have to ask for Jehuti's help. I'm going to replace the motherboard in my computer because it is somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 years old. And yes, still running after all this time because I take care of it, but I need to upgrade it. And so I asked for Jehuti to help us, in the right way to get that done, and be able to do that with, as efficiently as possible. So just hang on, Jory.
We're just related to him.
Hail and praise unto you, O Jehuti, thrice great God, the son of Ra, Lord of Kemetic, wise one in Yunu. You report to Ra every morning. Messenger of humankind, you know people by their speech and judge them by their deeds. Those true of voice before Oser, their names are in your list. The Ennead gives you praise as you guide the bark of millions, as you cast out the evil one, as you change strife into peace. You know all secrets, all books, all deeds, the fleeting moment, the hour of night. No report to Ra is forgotten. Your words endure for eternity. Friend of the people, wise and impartial, great one, Lord of Ma'at. Hail unto you. Okay. And
I was gonna say, can we ask Jehuti to also help Victoria out with her schooling and stuff related to that? Because I'm
wait,
stressed.
say again. We want.
Asking if Jehuti could also be asked out to aid Victoria with her college schooling because she's been stressed.
Oh, so Victoria's been feeling stressed out because of college stuff.
Trying to balance that with work relationship and home life has been difficult for her.
Yes, absolutely. Well then, you know, Aset and Jehuti both, they represent wisdom and all of those forms, and certainly Aset knows about balancing different aspects of life and family and other things. So definitely we'll ask them to help our friend Victoria and anyone else who's having to deal with that, which sooner or later that becomes all of us. We all have to balance things.
Yep. That's why I thought it was something that would relate to him.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll read another hymn. One of our hymns to Isis from Philae. I'll tell you what. This time I'll do something a little bit different. I'll read it in the Egyptian and then read it in English. Necessity happy. Ayreyank harunib sekapar wajwaj. Radiant hotepun naturen in naturu. Poratem haru and aku. Haraneti netes nebetpet. Jayasim nebdoat. Sayasim nebta. Jayasim wab run pfnwet. Senemet erteref. Netes nebetpet ta duat. Her sakapras en kamait en ibes en iritenas awayas. Bapu nati imnut nibut. Uphares henasas horsenes osu. Excuse me. She is the one who pours out the inundation, which makes all people live and green plants grow. Who provides sacrifice offerings, or excuse me, sacred offerings for the gods, and voice offerings for the Akh spirits. Because she is Lady of Heaven, her husband is Lord of Duat, and her son is Lord of the land. Her husband is the pure water renewing himself at Biga at his time. She is Lady of Heaven, Earth, and Duat, having brought them into being through what her heart conceived and her hands created. She is the Ba which is in every city, watching over her son Horus and her brother Osiris. Okay, I'm going to step over here and see in the comments, and try not to trip over a box of. I've got a box of new lights. Darren was sweet enough to get me an Egyptian New Year's gift, and it was some new lights that I can work with because the cake pan lights that I've got, in the corners, they're good, but they give everything a bluish cast, and so he got me something with some colored filters, so hopefully we can balance out the light when I go to do more videos. Oh, and by the way, tomorrow I will have the latest Kemetic how-to guide up. If you're on Patreon, where you can get exclusive releases, early releases, it's already up, but it'll be live tomorrow night. So look for that. But okay.
I would also like. Sorry, go ahead. I was gonna ask if I could recite the voice offering prayer from my ancestors and grandma. Because I didn't get a chance to join in on that when you guys were doing it because I was trying to get ready.
Okay, hold on. I was just checking over here because I see some more prayer requests. Oh, and I'm gonna just ask the guys to forgive me for not being able to give offerings. I haven't been able to in my current situation, and I'm sure they understand. I mean, believe us, it was so hard when we had to move from our last apartment into here, having to box up, all of my icons, because a lot of them that are on the altar, I had at that point. And what's funny is I remember, because I was so reluctant, they were going to be one of the last things I packed, and in the middle of all of it, I remember hearing them. It's like they were telling me, "Go ahead, box us up. We understand. We have to go." And so, they understand, that things get kind of tough sometimes, and we're not always able to do things. It's not like we have the kind of, ideal tranquil lives that, we often imagine, people having, back in the day. But things got kind of awkward for them too. So
I also have a request related to movie and stuff because and also determining the best time to pack my icons up because I'm going to be in a similar situation with packing wise and moving.
yeah, I remember you.
I have to help protect them, my statues from breaking.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, uh, it's worth it to go and buy some things like some bubble wrap from the store, and and use other things to kind of cushion them when you box them up. So yeah, if you need any help with that, just let me know because it's if you pack it like you were going to ship it, then that'll keep it safe when you go to transfer it to move. So
Because that's a big thing that I have anxiety about thinking about how I'm going
yeah,
of all my iconography because I got a lot of just important some of them were gifts from my mom and grandma. My
yeah,
grandma not being here, I want them to be safe.
yeah,
I want them all to be safe, but especially the sentimental ones.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I'm just seeing some more prayer requests, and of course, I'm in Knox grandma. I make sure she has to protection for her, and a long life. And I see a request to prayer for Hator for some musical skill. Absolutely. We'll ask Hator and Bess as well.
I would also like a prayer to offer too for certain things that I've been wanting for a long time.
Okay. Um. Well, go ahead. So tell us what you're. Oh, and hi, Shannon. Sorry, Darren's not here. He's entertaining company up front. So. Huh?
What you said, I've got one too.
Okay. All right. Well, go ahead, Jory.
Mine is related to finding like a good relationship and whatnot too. So, stuff related to that that's been kind of discouraging.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess, um, well, the floors. Here's where you can, speak your requests. We're offering our prayers. So ask them for what you need.
And to the Theban triad for the things I listed in the chat too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so hail and to Mut, Konsu, and Amun to look after Jory. And by the way, Jory, it was really beautiful what you shared with me. If you don't mind, I wanted to relate that you were.
That's perfectly fine by me.
Yeah, that you were feeling very depressed and considering taking your own life. I think you'd said, and it was Amun who came to you, and told you that you're special, you're mine, and that gave you hope and a sense of purpose.
And ever since I've dedicated myself to doing the best I can to serve him and mods, even if I may not be perfect, I do my best.
Yes, and that's all he asks of you, is that you do your best. So and I thought that was really wonderful what you shared. So I wanted to share that too, because I think it's that's proof that the gods hear and the gods care. That's what's important. And what we're doing here, this is a nice and formal way of doing things, but any time that you need something, just you don't even need a shrine, really. Just offer them your prayers. They're in the sun, in the sky. They're wherever you find them, wherever you sense them. Remember, Geb is at the Earth's ba. That's Geb, and Newt is the sky. They surround us every day.
And by the way, when I first started out, I had no shrine for a while. You don't get to where I'm at in just a little bit of time.
Right. Yeah, okay. There she is.
And there's a point that I like to make about shrines that is it's a tool. It's not needed.
Right.
You're not a bad person if you don't have a nice shrine.
That's right. You're not a bad person if you don't have a nice shrine. Yeah, and something interesting. I kind of lost sight of this, but it's worth pointing out. The very first statue that I ever bought was actually this little one here of Anubis, and I bought it in the year 2000. And then the next one that I got was actually a gift from my brother, the one of Tutankhamun that's to the side, And so he's a deified pharaoh basically. And over time, I've over 20 years I built, what's here. So just
mine has
be
been
patient.
A long time too, actually.
Yeah.
Even before I became pagan or Kemetic or whatever term you want to use.
Yeah.
I don't use a shrine.
Say what?
I don't use a shrine at all.
I was gonna say I've done gifts beforehand too for statues and stuff before I was pagan, so.
Yeah.
Or a polytheist.
All right. Well, here, I'm going to read something to Hathor, because someone had a request, and so, and also because that covers some of the things that you've requested as well. Listen. That's kind of cool the way I had them both going at once. That's really cool. Yeah. O Golden One, come to our song and feast your heart on dancing. Shine upon the festival night and take joy in seeing the dances. We praise the Golden One. We worship her majesty. We exalt the Lady of Heaven and give chanting to our mistress. O come to the procession of revelry, to the place where we wander the marsh. Your rights have been established and nothing is left for want. How the beauty of your face shines as you appear. O come in peace. We get drunk looking at you, beautiful as gold, O Hathor. May the waters you provide us refresh our mouths and cool our hearts. O Golden One, how good is this song, like the song of Horus himself. Likewise see how we dance for you. Likewise see how we sing for you. Give that we may live and prosper. And may you inspire us to make more music and to please your heart and to praise your name.
I also wanted to bless the possibility. It depends on my living situation, but I may, depending on the living situation, be able to get a new ritual instrument.
Yeah.
Music,
yes. Yeah.
I
think
to get that to her if I do.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are at a point right now where there could be some big changes coming up, but they'll be for the better. Like I'm trying to work on getting my computer better, where I'm not constantly running out of space on my hard drive, and you're trying to get to where you can move into a different place, and there might be some other folks that are tuning in that are at a point where some things might be changing, but hopefully it's for the better. And we ask for the gods to protect us and see us through this, and the things work out well.
Depending on the place and what people are able to agree to, I may be able to set up a separate room for a small chapel.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah.
And that would fulfill one of my dreams if I'm able to.
Cool. Awesome. Well, absolutely. Well, let me check and see what other requests I've got. Okay, divination. Someone mentioned YG. Could you please read a hymn for her and ref's honor too? Okay. And okay, now we have a question. What can I do to help with my memory? Wow. Well, get plenty of rest and good nutrition. That'll help. If your mind and your body are connected, and also get rid of stress, and that'll help too. And we'll and tuning in. That's hopefully something that's stress relieving. Okay, so Sarana and Amanat will be getting divinations. And
do you do prayers to Antinous for people at all?
Say what?
Do you ever do prayers to Antinous or see him as among the next year?
To Antinous, I don't have anything specifically to Antinous yet. But now I have made prayer beats for him.
Send you some things that we composed.
Say what?
I could send you things that I had composed that were translated by Mooney up to Egyptian.
Sure. Now I can say this, and this is a plug for anyone that is interested in venerating Antinous. If you Google, there's a shrine online, and you might know about this one. It's Neos Antinoa, and that's an online shrine. They have practice to Antinous, and they actually had the description for a rosary, and that's what I use, because I had someone on Etsy ask me to make them an Antinous rosary, and gave me the link, and that's how I learned about it. So
I actually have an Egyptian statue of him, style statue of him.
Yeah, because I remember you showing me that. But yeah, so that's he's not officially part of our pantheon here, but that doesn't mean that we wouldn't, if you wanted to read something, that's certainly okay. But
I would love to actually do that, but I don't know if
yeah.
Time,
but hold on, because we got a request for something for Wajit.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So yeah.
I need to chime in also. It's very late. We're starting.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks are probably very tired, so we need to pace
sorry about
this.
That. Yep, sorry.
Yeah. And by the way, I know there are lots of folks that want to be able to chat. And I know oftentimes you guys have a chat after service. And I'd love to be able to participate in one of those. One of these times, it's just a lot of times when I get done here, that kind of wipes me out. Especially Sunday after New Year's, I was like completely exhausted because I had to put the entire shrine back together here. So eventually I'll be able to do something, maybe like not right after a broadcast, but at a different point in the week. It's not that I don't want to participate with you guys, because I really do. It's just, it kind of takes a lot out of me. So I'd have to find a specific time where we could get together and we could talk, because I would love to do that.
That would be fun.
So, for chant to Wajit for our friend Snake, who passed away today, for Rap. Dua Wajit Nacheridat, Dua Wajit Iritinra, Dua Wajit Henaturet, Dua wajid satra. Dua wajid imi ates. Dua wajid yaritin ra. Dua wajid nebet pet. Dua wajid nebet pet nebet dep. Dua wajid nebet tawi. And that is adoration of Wajid, great goddess. Adoration of Wajid, eye of Ra. Adoration of Wajid, the great young feline. So remember, she could take two different forms. Adoration of Wajid, daughter of Ra. Adoration of Wajid in her act of striking. Adoration of Wajid, the Uraeus of Ra. Adoration of Wajid, mistress of the sky. Adoration of Wajid, mistress of Pe and mistress of Dep. Adoration of Wajid, mistress of the two lands. Yeah, so the way I think of Pe and Dep, because they get referenced a lot in Egyptian texts, is they were both parts of the town of Buto, which is, Perawajit, and that kind of became Buto in Greek. But if you think of like cities, that are two halves of a greater whole, like Minneapolis, St. Paul, where I live, Shreveport, Bossier, and you can probably find lots of other examples, that are maybe on either side of a river or something like that. Dallas, Fort Worth, Pe and Dep were kind of like the two halves of Buto. So let's go ahead and go to our divination since we got summer quests. Let's see, our first one is for Serena, and it came out first. Here we go. So Serena. And your divination, it says, wow, Serena, it says, keep in mind your most cherished dreams of the future. So I think what we were saying about, taking, steps towards big dreams, keep in mind your most cherished dreams of the future. Keep in mind what's most important, because I get the sense that you might be able to start moving towards something, in that direction, but you've just got to keep in mind what your priorities are, what's most important. That's going to be what guides you. Okay, and Amanat. Okay, wow, that one just jumped out for you too. And it says, it takes a lot of time to achieve instant success. So, preparation, patience, and then it'll all come together like that. Which is funny. That's something that I keep getting told a lot it seems like it's slow now, but then it's all going to just fall into place. And it'll seem very sudden, but it's because all the things that you did beforehand. So, like you're talking about going to school and taking math classes and stuff like that. Just stick with it. It's all going to come together, at some point. And it'll seem like, it happened instantaneously, but it's because of all the little things you're doing now.
Sharon.
Yes.
Speaking of which, you know how I've been looking for a better job these last couple months, right?
Yeah.
So I got a new one. It's really good. I'm getting a chance to be artistic.
Oh, wonderful.
Much better money. And I just wanted you to put it in a little prayer of thanks for me. I'm an earth worshiper, so my chapel, my altar is just standing outside.
Absolutely.
But I appreciate all the help my brother's been giving me and all the prayers everyone's been sending. So
absolutely, yes, and that's wonderful, especially that you're getting a chance to be artistic. Because
they needed some new signs, and I said, well, I can do it, and I did it, and they like them, so I'm going to do more.
Wonderful. So, yeah. That's great. That's great. Big hugs, and thank you to the Netcher for, because you're part of our fold.
Supporting it. For supporting me.
Yeah, you're part of our little fold, our enclave, and we love you too. So that's wonderful.
I also keep you guys in my prayers too.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, and Celery, don't worry about being late. We were late getting started, so. Okay, so Marie Rimmer and Alejandro and Celery. Let's see. Okay, and Rose wants one about a new job, and hope Mahaveri. I think I'm saying it right. One about a new home. Okay. Alrighty. So we'll start with Marie, especially because we know you're way ahead of us in the time zone. So we want to get you before it gets too late. So Marie, wow, I think that's just the right amount to keep in the basket because they just jump out when called. Okay. So Marie, mutual assistance in despair will make the ugly situation more fair. So, yeah, whatever's going, if there's something bad that's going on, reach out. There's some people that may be close to you. You probably will know who they are, But if you stick with them and help each other out, then that'll help you to get through whatever's going on. Mutual assistance in despair will make the ugly situation more fair.
And another thing with ritual clothes, I would like to wear white clothes, so a completely white outfit, like actual outfit part. But I get too worried that I'll get accidentally stained or offerings by accident.
Yeah.
So I tend to pick colors that are not white for my ritual clothes, just for that reason. Because this is the only white thing I usually wear in my clothes, just because it's not the full thing. But I would love to be able to dress similar to all you guys do for it, because it's more accurate, I guess, than what I'm wearing right now to a degree. I mean, this kind of resembles something that the Libyan priests of Amun might have wore.
Okay, so.
But it's not quite the same.
Yeah. Alejandro and Celery next. Okay. So Alejandro. Yep. Here we go. Okay. Alejandro, it says, listening well is as essential to all true conversation as talking well. So this week you need to be a listener. Well, it's always good to be a listener, but but it may be especially important right now. So listening well is as essential to all true conversation as talking well. And Celery, I think you were next. Oh, and that one just jumped right out. Celery, it says, never forget a friend, especially if he owes you. You may have an opportunity to call in a favor. Who knows? Or there may be somebody that you've been kind of thinking about. Well, I'd love for them to do something for him. And maybe now's the time to ask. Okay. Okay, and Rose wants one about your job, and Marhaveri about a new home. Okay. So Rose needs guidance about a new job, and Here it is. All right, it says, it's always worth taking the trouble to praise people. Of course, in a job situation, there's plenty of ways that can be applied, but yes, it's always worth taking the trouble to praise people. Hopefully that means you're getting like a supervisor kind of job, and because that's where it's always good to be the kind of supervisor that builds up your people under you. But hopefully that's something that helps. And Mahaveri had a question about a new home. So wait, there we go. Alrighty. Mahaveri. Make your judgment trustworthy by trusting it. And it can be really hard when you're looking for a new home, and believe us, because when 10 years ago when we were looking for this house, it was really hard because finding when you have to make sure that you can account for a wheelchair, suddenly a lot of your option of houses gets a lot smaller. There were some places that we just looked in and it's like, okay, nope, can't do this because there was steps and sunken levels and other weird stuff where a wheelchair just couldn't get in. This one we had been searching for 2 months, I think, when we finally got this house. So I appreciate how hard it can be when you're looking for a new place. And when it says here, make your judgment trustworthy by trusting it, trust your gut. When it comes to a house, if something doesn't feel right, don't go for it. But if you get a feeling like, this could be the one, then trust it, and try not to second guess it if your gut says, yeah, this is the one. Trust your instincts. And don't let somebody else, if you're with somebody and they're trying to, and you've got a partner or something and you're looking for a place, if you got a bad vibe and they're not listening, then don't let them try and sell you on something if you're not okay with it too. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, and I'm really glad that this is your happy place, our service, and that's why we keep doing these, and that's why I'm like, sorry guys, y'all are gonna have to, do your dailies for a little while because I know that it means something for everyone that tunes in, and that means something to me. So, I'm glad we're able to do this. So, hopefully this will give everything a minute to catch up. I think we've got, yeah. And Celery, you're saying you're picking focuses of study, for school. I tell you what, I'm always going to advocate, especially when it comes to art school. Your traditional skills like drawing and especially figure drawing, those are important because if you ever want to do any kind of animation, life drawing and things like that are more important than people realize. I see so much animation, frankly, that sucks because the people that are animating it, you can tell they don't have some, very basic traditional skills, and that's something that I'll talk about in another channel. So,
it's called anatomy.
Yeah. Well, no. See, the thing is, you can get an anatomy book and you can learn to draw something anatomically correct, but it won't have any like sense of force or sense of life. Like, the idea is if you're, and see, you got me started. This is like one of my things that I could just go on. But yeah, and see, I guess consider this a plug for my other channel, because I just started on editing a video that's going to go on it, and I'm going to do some more videos, and eventually I'm going to start doing some tutorials on drawing. And there's something called gesture drawing, and that's where you're not trying to go for detail. You're trying to go for like the sense of motion, and get the feeling of like the weight and the force and the direction something's going. And those gesture drawings are going to be very, very quick. That's the kind of thing that if you want to be an animator, you got to know how to do that. So, especially if you want to know how to do that traditional style animation. But again, that's another topic. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Because I've got company up front, and it's probably quite late for some of our viewers. But I'm really glad that you could come in and tune in with us. And we love you, and we hope you have a really good week. So. Hail unto you, Atum. Hail unto you, Capri. You come into being upon the primeval hill. You shine forth upon the shrine of the phoenix in Unu. You breathe out Shu and Tefnut. May the giving of these offerings endure, as the name of Atum, foremost of the great Enid, endures. May they endure as the name of Shu, Lord of Upper Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Tefnut, Mistress of Lower Menset in Unu, endures. As the name of Geb at the Earth's Ba endures. As the name of Nut in the Shrine of Shanit in Unu endures. As the name of Oser, Kentiamentiu endures. As the name of Aset in Nicheru endures. As the name of Sutek in Nubet endures. As the name of Horus in Pe endures. As the name of Wajit in Dep endures. As the name of Jehuti in Chamenu endures. As the name of Ra in the Aket endures, likewise for eternity. You have come in peace, O Ra. You have come in peace, O Necheru. May you go forth in peace, O Ra. May you go forth in peace, O Necheru, to every place your immortal cause wish to be. May you sail in joy in the Menjet bark, and rest content in the Sektet bark. And may you smile upon us, your humble servants. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And, I hope you all have a good week, a safe week, and look forward to seeing you again next week.
And next year, bless everyone. Synaptic.
Synaptic.
Okay.
One last look at the shrine.